All right, ladies and gentlemen, take two. Let me know you can actually hear me on the microphone. Hey, Old Farm Show, what up? Give me a thumbs up. Can you hear the general? God bless you. First sound check wasn't working. Okay, that looks like it is working now. How am I coming in visually? Can you see me? Looks like I'm not coming in that well visually. Loud and clear? How about the actual visual? How's that working out? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, I'm good. Well, the good news is I just delivered a perfect rant in 4 minutes, which you couldn't hear, which pisses me off incredibly and almost makes me not want to shoot this freaking video. So now I'm pissed off even more so than I was before, which is probably not good. But I'm going to shoot the video anyways because I care about you guys. And the point of shooting the video is to warn you about the repercussions that are coming to the financial system next week so you can get ready and also think a little bit outside the box that no Trump simp out there is going to tell you about. You know, because we have a derangement syndrome, I believe, among many of Trump's followers. It's as if he can do no wrong. And I'm rooting for Trump. I like Trump and I want him to succeed, but I ain't a Trump simp. Like literally, I think Donald Trump could commit the most heinous, unimaginable acts, and the American public that worships Orange Man would defend him at all costs. Like I see it all the time. It's like they enjoy their beating. Like I'm even hearing people say things like they're enjoying the fact that the stock market's crashing because Donald Orange Man Savior Trump playing 5D chess has it all figured out for them. They're willing to lose their entire retirement accounts because, you know, Trump's got it going on. He knows exactly what he's doing. That this Manhattanite elite, who used to be a Democrat, funded the Clintons, Hillary Clinton and Bill, and hung out with Jeffrey Epstein's on their team. That the golden toilet salesman, who was a reality television starlet, is here to simply just save the middle class. He ain't saving his, elite friends. It's just all about the regular peasant scum in America that he's out there to save. It honestly makes me sick to my stomach. I even saw, for example, Cameron Winklevoss of Gemini say something to that effect, like, well, it's okay. We're willing to, take these hits across the stock market because long term it's going to be so much better off. And Daddy Trump is just there to save the American people. He just loves them so much. I mean, these are the same people that never questioned the lockdowns in 2020 and or that topic I'm not allowed to talk about that Daddy Trump rolled out. You know, those simps that do what they're told, that don't think critically. And so I support Trump and I'm rooting him on, but I want you guys to understand that there's no guarantee that Donald Trump's going to be able to pull this off. There's absolutely no guarantee that as a result of this, you don't enter full-blown bank runs, stock market collapse, you're introduced to the New World system, and you're engaged in World War III as a result, and the American way of life sinks to zero. You do understand that Donald Trump could make a mistake with his negotiations, okay? Because this reminds me of no different than the stupid television show I never watched. Because we all know what Donald Trump is doing here. He's got his big white chalkboard prop out right over the last couple days showing the tariffs to the dumbed down sheep, like he's going to tariff China X% and Vietnam X% and blah, blah, blah as he crashes the stock market. And supposedly what that's going to do is allow Donald Trump to do the art of the deal. He even said it within the last 24 hours. He's like, well, Vietnam gave me a call. They're willing to negotiate with Orange Man now. He's got it all under control. It's just like the stupid Apprentice show, which, by the way, wasn't real. It's fake. You do understand that, right? The Apprentice, the TV show, was fake. You do understand that, right? Kind of like it is now, fake. So if you honestly think Donald Trump's hanging around this weekend on the golf course, just taking calls from every country in the world that is suddenly going to submit to Don. Yeah, the whole world's shaking in their boots over Trump right now. I think the whole rest of the world could care less about what Donald Trump does. They could care less if he sinks the ship here in the United States. That's actually what they want, dude. They want the United States to sink into a bottom tier country. They want us to be insignificant. They want us filled with a bunch of polarization like it currently is now. They want people going along with this theater, this freaking bread and circus. It's all it is. It's just one big Shakespeare play. It's freaking ridiculous, dude. So I'm not going to sit here like all the other Trump simps that think this guy can't do no wrong. I'm actually telling you, man, like he might very well be the one that ushers all this crap in. Have you ever thought of that? And I don't think it's far from the truth. You know, I think there was a common misconception, and this is what I was ranting about on my previous video that wasn't working, that somehow the American sheep think they won something. They're like, oh yeah, Trump got in, we won. I told you you didn't win crap. I told you you'd be in World War III bank runs. You're going to lose everything in the stock market. There's going to be a giant economic financial collapse. Orange Man's going to reset the system into a new dollar reset. He's going to move you into the crypto blockchain hegemony. He called it a scam earlier. Now he's all in. Like, how can you trust someone who called and told you Bitcoin was a scam, who's now pardoning everyone in the crypto space and then partnering with the same people? For those of you that don't know, like CZ Binance, right? Donald Trump's now his partner over at Binance. Kind of sounds more like racketeering, honestly. Wait a minute. Trump said Bitcoin was bad and he called it a scam, making all of our lives miserable over the previous term during the lockdowns and all that kind of stuff. But now he's pro it. So again, like, I don't trust what's going on, just like I told you he was lying to you then. So this whole idea that Daddy Trump has it all figured out for the peasant class blows my freaking mind. When has Donald Trump ever served the peasant class? This guy is an elitist from Manhattan with elitist friends. I never hung around Jeffrey Epstein, but Daddy Trump did. Okay, I've never had a reality television show. Daddy Trump does. I was never a Democrat. Daddy Trump was. I never funded Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. Daddy Trump did. I never told you Bitcoin was a scam. Daddy Trump did. So again, the high level of idiocy in this country pisses me off. And then people will say things like, well, Christopher, what team are you on? Not a politician's. I ain't on any politician's team. Any Republican or Democrat. Any of them. You see, a guy like me loves freedom. I don't need a sack of crap politician to make the general free. I make myself free in the red, white, and blue. I don't suck the teat of a politician like the rest of the simps in this country. What you should care about is liberty. That's what you should really care about. The real 1776. Not a bunch of political class simps that worship these freaking elitists. What a joke. What a joke. So again, is the pain over in the stock market? Of course not, dude. You're going to take it on the chin. I hope you understand that. Donald Trump's got a big feisty fireball collapse ahead for you. Enjoy it. And the whole time he's going to tell you how great it is. Oh, it's amazing. Look, you're going to have to go through short-term pain and get slaughtered first, but later on, it's going to be a golden age. Later on in the future, you know, out there in the ether sphere. About the time they declare World War III and send your ass to the front lines to go fight Iran. Yeah, it's going to be much better in the future. So feel free to get massacred now, according to Daddy Trump. Again, he says the opposite of what he does. Tells you it's going to be a golden era, gives you a golden shower. And the American people open their mouth. I ain't worshiping some elitist TV star. Sorry. So, Again, there's so many other channels that you guys can tune into that are just pure Donald Trump simps. I mean, literally, Trump could light the country on fire. They'd defend it and be like, look, you know, we needed to light the country on fire for a natural cleansing first before, you know, the golden age could come. We had to burn it all down. Like, these people honestly aren't real. They're not. They're a bunch of worshiping cucks is what they are. So again, the things I care about are freedom. I care about liberty. I don't need any dirty politician creep to grant me freedom. My freedom I take by force if I want it. You understand that? I know I didn't win anything because some politician's in charge. I determine my own future. I hope you do too. So, you know, I'm expecting the worst. Like, I mean, again, guys, there's no good news here at all. I'm expecting total grid down collapse in the United States. Like I've been warning you. I think a lot of you think I've been joking. I've been telling you there's going to be bank runs. I told you there's going to be a stock market wipeout. I've told you you and your families are going to lose everything if you don't get your money out of the banks. Did you think I was joking? I told you Bitcoin would make you rich. Did you think I was lying to you? I never called Bitcoin a scam. Daddy Trump did. So do I have any faith in what Daddy Trump says now? Hell no. Zero faith. Zero faith. I think he very well might be the agent to lead all of you into the cuckery, for all we know. Again, I am against everything these people are doing. I'm against Elon Musk's brain chips. I'm against Elon Musk's robots filling your house. I'm against their lockdowns. I'm against their unequivocal crap that they pushed in 2020. I'm against all of it. You should be too. Because again, the only thing I give a crap about is freedom. That's it. And I don't need a politician to give it to me. But I don't know, man. All these simps out there really do. You know, I'm also pro-human life. I don't know about you guys, but I see Donald Trump congratulating himself over the weekend for basically, you know, taking a bunch of people out because they're supposedly bad. Did you see this? This is what Donald Trump thought he'd share with you over the weekend. It's basically him dropping BOMBs on the Houthis. You can watch in live time Donald Trump literally, I can't say the word, but thou shall not, K-I-L-L. He's happy about it. So that was his big success rallying point this weekend after turning the U.S. stock market into a freaking bloodbath. So it's not over yet. It's just begun. Again, the whole system's freaking rigged. Donald Trump proves that it's rigged. If Donald Trump, a sitting president, can manipulate the entire financial system with tariffs based on what his whim is of the day, it proves that the stock market's a hoax. You do understand that, right? If Donald John Trump can sit there with the whiteboard, right, and give his little speech and be like, we're going to tariff these countries and the markets dump based upon what Orange Man says in his latest tariff. Like, did he give any specifics of how his tariffs are even implemented? Was there any literature, like documentation we can read through to see how the tariffs actually work? I have actual, like, legitimate intellectual questions about the tariffs. Like, what does that mean? If your manufacturing's overseas, what if only certain parts are manufactured overseas? Does that mean you're tariffed? How do the tariffs work? If you have a manufacturing plant here, but also overseas, does that mean you beat the tariffs? Like, what percentage of your manufacturing has to be here versus overseas to beat the tariff? I bet there's like a gazillion loopholes. And you're hearing Wall Street say this too. It's like they basically watched an idiot give a bunch of baseless information for hours on end and not even tell them what the hell is going on. Like, what does this even mean? Donald Trump's going to take a bunch of apprentice phone calls this weekend and it just trust them? Trust me, bro, is what the American people need to sit on over this weekend. I think the American people are going to be freaking slaughtered. That's what I think. And I think the American people deserve it, honestly. Where were all of you defending your rights and your human liberty along with me? Where have you been? So anyways, again, I'm not going to sit here. I know, because I know you're just going to tune into a bunch of simps this weekend. The whole time they're going to be like, well, you know, we're willing to take these short-term losses because Donald Trump's a freaking genius. He's playing underwater basket weaving chess. It's so amazing to watch this apprentice TV star do his work. Let's just trust him. Whatever, dude. I trust what's happening now as much as I didn't trust that thing. You understand? Again, freedom, more important to me than simping, like everyone else you know. Makes me want to barf in my mouth. Bunch of simps. Again, this is the real alternative media. We don't worship politicians here. We worship Jesus, and we care about our own freedom and liberty. And we don't need a politician or a government to give it to us. How about them apples? We don't trust our government at all. We trust zero politicians. How about them apples? Just like the founding fathers didn't trust any political figure. Just like I don't trust any of these people now. Why should I? They're a bunch of scum. So what's going to happen next week is we're going to get more margin calls. I do expect we'll probably get a circuit breaker day, which means that the U.S. stock market will collapse more than 7%, and that'll bring the system down and freeze it. I do think that the American sheep will start to panic at some point because, again, I mean, they've already lost 10% of their retirement. If it gets cut down another 10% next week, and take into account, too, there's things Donald Trump might not be factoring in. I mean, again, the guy's not perfect. I know there's so many simps out there that think this is Jesus Christ reincarnate, who doesn't sin and has never made a mistake in his life. I get that. I get all the Trump-tard worshiping simps. I understand. But I'm telling you guys, he's a man. He's a man. He's an imperfect vessel. Okay, so what he's doing might not work out. The whole country might burn to the ground under his leadership. Again, I don't remember being more free in 2020. I was less free. Do you guys remember that? During 2020, we were less free. That was the cuckery of the lockdowns under Donald Trump. You do realize that, right? There's been no prosecutions. Donald Trump hasn't gone after any of these people. None of them. All these fake Christians like Russell Brand and others that have recently converted to alternative media. They're the new converts. They're leading the Christian flock after dating a luminist, WHORE, Katy Perry all those years, and hanging out with P. Diddy on the private jets, are now leading the Christians. These people are fake leaders and fake Christians, and they're there to deceive you. Again, I've never been a dirty Democrat. Only Donald Trump has. Proven my point. So circuit breakers are going to break next week. Trump's golden age has turned into a giant golden shower, more like a historic dump on the toilet. So I would almost say Black Monday is certain at this point. You know, whether or not it really kicks off the first day of the week doesn't matter. But, you know, this is like a pinprick of a bubble. Like the whole U.S. stock market's a fraud. So they've pricked the bubble now intentionally. Donald Trump has. He wants to prick it. So, I mean, it's not going to work out. Like they're going to cut rates after this and create more hyperinflation. You think that's going to help the middle class? You think cutting rates down to zero again after pricking this stock market hoax is going to help you peasants out there? That you're going to benefit from Donald Trump's cutting of interest rates? You got to be kidding me. All it'll do is create a Ponzi scheme. The facts are the facts. Donald Trump spent $8 trillion during his first administration. That is $2 trillion more than Joe Biden. So all these lies about doggy, how Elon Musk is cleaning up and cutting costs, it's all lies. It's all freaking lies. The facts are the facts. Donald Trump spent $2 trillion more than Joe Biden did. He spent $8 trillion in bailouts and debt printing during his first presidency. That's not me hating. Those are facts. That's what he did. And as a result, we got massive hyperinflation in the United States, which he now blames Democrats for. And the Democrats blame Republicans for. These people are both the disease. I hope you understand that. Donald Trump's policies and recommendations over this were no different than Joe Biden's. They were the same. They are the same. This is what the American people need to understand. So again, I wasn't joking all these years when I told you expect America to collapse, expect a bloodbath, and these tariffs aren't going to be beneficial to the American people short term. It's going to cause hyperinflation. Guys, you can't start and ramp up manufacturing in a couple weeks' time. Are you that dumb? Do you honestly think that they can bring back manufacturing in a week to the United States and just start ramping up freaking production? For the last 70 years, the United States has exported all of its manufacturing overseas. You can't reverse that overnight. That could take decades to reverse. So I'm telling you what's really going on here is they're just setting you up, as I've told you, for a slaughterhouse. And they're setting up the American people for World War III. This is why Donald Trump has taken all these protectionist measures. This is why he wants Canada and Greenland. I told you all this. They're just getting ready for World War III, which is exactly why Donald Trump has King Bibi over at the White House on Monday. Because again, the whole agenda of the White House is to kick off these wars with Iran, which is what Daddy Trump's going to do. And I know all the Daddy Trump simps are going to love it. You're going to love this new war. Love, 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 love it. You're going to tell me about how, Donald Trump's playing 5D chess again. And you're going to cry yourself a river. Oh, these people are so evil. But the United States isn't. Even though the United States has been attacking Middle Eastern country after Middle Eastern country based on lies and false information for years, right? Fake WMDs that never existed, the 9/11 perpetrators that weren't from Iraq and Afghanistan, they were actually Saudis. All these events that we've seen overseas that had nothing to do with anything that actually happened on our soil. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. So, like I said, I get it. I totally understand. And I'm kind of at the point now, too, where, I'm still going to shoot videos, but I don't know really how productive they are. Like, I understand that I'm not on the team simp. And so I understand that's completely not popular right now, but I've never been popular, honestly. When I told people to buy Bitcoin, people hated me for telling them that. So I'm used to being hated. I'm used to being reviled. I remember when I started in social media and invented alternative media television, people called me stupid when I did. So I'm used to it. I get it. I ain't here to please anyone. I don't care if you freaking like me. I don't care if you freaking agree with me. I'm just going to tell you hard-hitting and in your face the freaking truth. You're freaking screwed, America. These people don't care about you. They're going to absolutely destroy you and the middle class. They freaking hate your guts. Daddy Trump ain't here to save the peasant class, for crying out loud. He's an elite just like all the rest of them. Wake up. It's pathetic. It's freaking pathetic. These aren't solutions, folks. War with Iran isn't a solution for America. Tariffs aren't a solution. You know what we need for a solution? You clean all of Washington out. You drain the entire swamp. Every last Republican, every last Democrat, flush their heads in the freaking toilet. If you want to give us real liberty, end federal taxation, Donald Trump. Get rid of these body scanners at the freaking airport. Get rid of the surveillance and robots that Elon Musk are launching. Get rid of these brain chips, Daddy Trump, if you're for our freedom. I'm against everything these people are doing. I stand with no one ushering in the Antichrist and tribulation. Well, who do you support, Christopher? None of these scumbags. None of them. Never have, never will. Been calling these pieces of crap out from the very beginning. And now the American people are honestly going to take it on the chin, dude. Enjoy your symptom. You know, for those of you that don't know what a simp is, it's basically someone that almost in a sexual nature worships someone who doesn't get the same kind of fawning in return. It's kind of like a dude who doesn't have a wife, you know, like tuning into some OnlyFans model and being in love with them. And you keep giving them money or something, but it's like the model doesn't care about you at all. That's how people view Daddy Trump. They're literally a bunch of simp cucks. I'll tell you why Cameron Winklevoss and all these people simp so much is because they're literally a part of the White House. They're in on the Trump circle. Like, again, what really is going on is almost racketeering at this point. Donald Trump's family taking investment interests in all of these companies that were once under federal investigation and now pardoning all these people and then becoming a part of the company sounds more like an oligarchy to me, is what it sounds like. And I'm not against capitalism or anything, but like, it's absolutely bizarre to me. Again, Donald Trump called Bitcoin a scam all these years. He made people like my life living hell in 2020. We literally had to flee the mainland due to Donald Trump's fear mongering and his warships telling us he was going to fill everybody up, that there was a black plague spreading all through the planet. All a bunch of hoax lies. Made our lives freaking miserable in 2020. Destroyed every small business out there. So like this idea that it's all about saving the dip crapper middle class blows my mind. These people don't care about you at all. They freaking hate your guts. So what I think Donald Trump is doing is positioning for an attack with Iran because they're going to need a distraction here, right? And the Trump simps need something else to be distracted by. Let me give you an example of this over the last couple of weeks. Like the amount of distractions are uncanny. So like a couple of weeks ago, it was all about auditing the Fort Knox. Remember that? It was all about Trump and Elon Musk are going to go in and audit and see if the gold reserves are there. Notice they just dropped the story. Nothing about it. Then they were going to get rid of like taxation. You remember that a couple of weeks ago? It was like they're getting rid of taxes. Then they dropped that. Then they were going to release the Epstein client list. And then they gave us a nothing burger. Nothing. Nothing was presented. Like, again, they just present talking point lies, and then they misdirect your attention to the next scam. And that's what they're going to do this week. As the market's collapsing, you're going to be at war suddenly. And then all the Trump simps will be foaming from the mouth over the war with Iran. And they're going to parrot whatever Daddy Trump says. We need to stop the nuclear proliferation of the Iranians. You know, why can't the Iranians have a nuke? Why can't they? Seriously, answer me that. You're telling me that the dirty United States is the only, totalitarian nation worldwide that's allowed to have nukes? Why? Why can't every country have a nuke? Why can't I have a nuke? Why can't we all have nukes? Who's the United States to boss everyone around like they're a freaking dictator? I'm sure Americans have no problem with Israel having a nuke. Well, Iran wants a nuke. I don't know. The Iranians have never bothered me once. Not once. All this stuff is a bunch of propaganda lies. What, Vladimir Putin isn't allowed to have nukes? Why not? Just like he took Ukraine. He didn't want his land being sucked dry by NATO, so he moved in with force and won. Like, there are no rules in this game of life. There are with the king, and I encourage you to follow his commandments. But there are no rules in this BS existence that we live here. Okay? It's just a bunch of freaking leaders ruling by force. You do understand that, right? I mean, look at Trump now. He just does whatever he wants. Like, he just invents tariffs and stuff. It's like he just wakes up at night and is like, I don't know, I think tariffs are a good idea, and then he implements them and crashes the entire system. Like, there is no system. So, as much as all this stuff pisses me off, and again, I stress again, I'm not against Trump. I'm rooting for the guy, but I don't put my faith in him, for crying out loud. And I'm not some disgusting simp. And I'll never get on my knees and toe suck him like Alex Jones and all these other crappers do every single day. All I see them down is put their lipstick on and get on their knees every single day to Trump It's disgusting. It makes me want to throw up. Like, are you guys for freedom at all or liberty? It doesn't seem like it. For example, we heard from these people for years about the evil Illuminati and how not to trust Hollywood land, and people like Katy Perry. And then you've got Russell Brand convert to Christianity suddenly. Suddenly he's our new leader, right? He gets accused of a bunch of stuff yesterday unmentionable, and everyone defends him immediately. Maybe he is being framed. I have no idea, nor do I care. But you do understand there's a possibility it might be true, right? That the accusations might be true. I mean, he did hang out with P. Diddy all the time. So it's like, it might be true, guys. He was a drug addict before. I don't know about you, but I've never snorted crack like some of these people have. You know, Tucker Carlson has even snorted crack and cocaine before. I've seen him talk about it. You know, birds of a feather stick together. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Like, my dad's never done cocaine. I've never done cocaine. But these people have. So it always makes me wonder, all these people worshiping these cucks, thinking they're all holier than thou. Like, are they really that good? Are these the good people leading all the Christian flock to freedom? Yeah, Elon Musk, the non-Christian, the brain chip salesman, is leading the flock. It blows my freaking mind. I don't pretend to be perfect either. I'm obviously a sinner, but I've never done any of those things. Like, I'm actually a really good person. So is my family. So are the people that I know. And then you listen to these people like Tucker and others, and they're like, yeah, I used to do a lot of cocaine back in the day. It's like, you sound like a freaking loser, dude. And now you're leading the flock of idiotic Christians. It blows my mind. And it pisses me off. I'm being real with you guys because I actually care. Yeah, so let's talk about what's going to happen next. And why am I so pissed off? And maybe I shouldn't be, because I rant here when I'm preaching to the own choir, which I understand. But what you need to understand is that the only reason all this stuff is going on is because the elites hate your guts so much. And they're honestly RAPing America so hard that they have an agenda to reset the system, which has been my primary message this whole time, that the Great Reset, which is being ushered in by Trump now, by the way, is to reset the financial system into a crypto Bitcoin hegemony, massacre all of you tuning in, destroy the United States, eliminate all freedom and liberty, push microchips into your brain, which Elon Musk just loves so much, put robots in your streets, which are going to police all of you and your family. So I hope you understand this. Remember, I told you this at the congressional speech. Donald Trump says there's capital punishment over police officers, and I'm being nice how I say it. You do realize the new police officers are armed robots. You do get that, right? Like, you've seen these movies like Elysium and T2. You do realize what Donald Trump means by the definition of police officer is these Elon Musk Optimus robots armed to the teeth in your streets will be the new police officers. So you better not comply. You're going to be in a lot of trouble when Elon Musk has his robot legion army, which he calls it a legion. He did so this week. He calls all of his robots, he's mass producing legion. You know what legion means? If you read the Bible, it'll tell you that a legion refers to demon possession. It's very important, the words that these cucks use, right? Legion means demons that get inside of human beings and possess them. So, you know, these Elon Musk robots, they're not Christian robots, guys. They're not your friends. They're literally demons being ushered in by the Antichrist. That's what it is. So, you know, the primary message isn't a rant. It's actually alerting to you guys to literally the fact all my predictions are now coming true. And I honestly understand. I guess I feel this way and maybe I shouldn't. but I know that the world is going to hate me now for what I'm saying. I understand that, and I'm honestly okay with it because the world hated Jesus. And it tells us in the Bible that when people hate you, that you're actually on the right side of history. You actually stand with Christ. It's amazing because I know by not toe sucking Donald Trump and Elon Musk, the Antichrist, that I'm going to be hated by the world. And I say, bring it. Because the only person I worship is Jesus Christ the King. That's it. And I'm against what they're doing, 100%. So let me make myself clear. I'm against the Antichrist. I'm against Elon Musk's brain chips. For those of you who don't know, I'm against what Donald Trump pushed into people in 2020. 100%. I'm against it. No, he wasn't fooled. He wasn't deceived by the deep state. He knew what he was doing, folks. And your generals against all of it. Just so I can make myself clear of what I stand for. I'm against dirty politicians. I don't trust my government one iota. I think the U.S. government's dirtier than most nation states. I would trust a different government first before I trusted this freaking piece of crap government. I trust Wall Street? Not at all. Not at all. So again, I know it's not really going to be well received, but we're also entering tribulation now. And we're entering the period where the American simps, okay, will be gladly taking the mark very soon. And I'm pissed off about it because I'm awake and I know the truth and I have spiritual discernment and know that myself and my family and my friends and all my members are going to have to fight against these demons marking themselves in the future. That I know that all these people in society are our enemy. The same enemy in 2020, right? Who told people like me, I don't have a right to refuse. Well, we do have a freaking right, and we continue to not comply. And I understand that people are going to be lining up for Elon Musk brain chip salesmen. I get it. So I know that I'm at war with the 99.9% of the idiots out there that are making this world a dangerous place for my kids. And it pisses me off. And I will not comply. So over the week too, my number one pick, Safe Haven, RSR, has been purely dominating. Coinbase announced not only that it'll be listed, but the token itself has been up double digits, over 10% both days during the stock market collapse, which all praise God to that. It's pretty cool to see that. I thought that was really almost uncanny that while the American people were being slaughtered, that my recommendation was actually pumping all week, which I think is awesome because God works in mysterious ways. And I know he's directed me into all these areas for a reason. For example, I told you about Bitcoin all these years to help all of you. I told you about Bitcoin to save yourself from the economic collapse that you're living through now. I warned you to buy Bitcoin and all this stuff because I told you that these scum and all these people that told you Bitcoin were a scam would later be ponzing into it like Donald Trump is now. Right? So I did all you a favor years ago, and it was met with all kinds of resistance. Remember, I was nuts telling you all about Bitcoin years ago. I literally foretold the future in Nostradamus format. So I'm expecting reserve rights to do really well next week. It's still so undervalued. I'm expecting a massive pump. And there's going to be very few safe havens that you can basically take advantage of during this collapse. I mean, all the real assets that we own for Island Project, we designed all of that for what's currently happening now. I've been telling you guys to all get outside of the banks into private assets with no bank debt. There's huge margin calls occurring on Wall Street with hedge funds. That'll continue next week. Even dumbass Jim Cramer is calling for like a Black Monday meltdown. And again, I'm just making the point, you didn't win anything. Like, Trump got in, and just expect chaos. Like, I don't know. I don't understand why the American people expected like good news or something. Like, expect total chaos, total pandemonium, total World War III, total surveillance, total brain chips, market meltdowns, bank runs, hysteria, protests in your street. Like, it's not like we won anything. We didn't win anything. You won nothing. Like, I despised the Democrats, but at least when they're in power and like Poopy Pants is running things, like, things are fairly somewhat orderly. I believe things are more disorderly with Trump in, actually. I think a lot of people would agree with that. I just think that people have a false hope. They really do. They have a false hope. They have a false hope in people that really don't have your self-interest at heart at all. Like, I'm telling you straight up, like, Elon Musk could care less about you. Like, his primary motivation is his own businesses. You do understand that. Like, he doesn't care about the American people. The only reason why he's over at Mar-a-Lago every single day is to ensure his own success and his own survival, okay? And his own sweetheart deals with the Trump administration, and his own bailouts, and his own subsidies. You do understand that, right? Like, these guys are on a very, very singular mission for their own self-interest. So it blows my mind that the American people that think that Elon Musk and these people are working tirelessly for them. Like, what did you win when Donald Trump got into the White House? Anything? Did you get a letter and a phone call from Donald Trump thanking you for your support? Did you get a check? Like, did he send you a check in the mail, like for $1,000, like thanking you for your vote? Like, it's bizarre to me. I don't even know what people have won. Like, what did you win, bro? What did you get? I think people are just entertained. That's all. I think they just like the reality television. That's what I think. So again, I don't even know why I'm shooting a video, because I really don't care. Honestly, like, I'm enjoying the bloodbath of the United States. I think it's fantastic that the US stock market is being lit on fire. I think the confusion and the pandemonium and the chaos is what the elites want. I think this helps usher in the NWO that I've been warning you about. I think these people are chaos agents. I literally think they're the Antichrist. I literally think they're going to burn down the United States. I think there's more freedom overseas. I mean, am I wrong about any of this stuff? Like, you think hyperinflation is going to stop because Daddy Trump is in power? Like, it's not going to stop. So I guess I'm pissed off about being pissed off at this point. Like, I don't know how to present the information with a cool head anymore. Like, honestly, maybe I'm not cut out for it. Like, there's so many other places you guys can go, and it's just the Trump worshiping Elon Musk cuckery full time. Like, go tune into him, dude. Like, worship. Get on your knees like a little bitch and worship them. Like, I'm tired of it, dude. I don't worship any of these people. I think most of them are freaking idiots and fools. Like, for example, do you know when Donald Trump got into the White House, before the official results came out, I was getting phone calls from my friends in Maui and our circles with all those elite people that put Trump into power, and they were already partying their butts off before the official results even came in, because they already knew Donald Trump had won, before the American people even knew, because it's all one big scam rig job. It's all a bunch of BS. It's all a freaking scam. All of it is. So honestly, the only person I really like myself tuning into anymore is I enjoy Gregory Mannarino, who's a friend of mine and is an old school guy. He actually started when I started and all this stuff. And he's like one of the few real people out there that tells you like what's really going on. Like, they haven't sold out to the Trump mafia. All these other people have, all these people and their podcasts and crap, they've all sold out. They wouldn't dare even criticize once or have an intellectual thought that didn't confer with the party line. It's no different than the same mindless brainwashing of any other regime, in my opinion. So I don't know, man. I keep shooting content because I feel like there's something significant that I want to say, or like a realization or a purpose to it. But I don't think that there is a purpose anymore, honestly. Maybe something we can all collectively pray about, but I don't think that there's a purpose. Like, as far as myself is concerned, the only thing I'm focusing on is building Island Project, making my members and investors wealthy, continuing to buy more property with no bank debt, exiting the system as the bloodbath continues in the United States, and then safe harboring any assets that we have outside of the system and putting it into the new system, which I've been warning everybody about. And then the only thing I care about is freedom and my own liberty. Like, I could honestly care less if the United States burns to the ground at this point. Like, I think I'd almost enjoy it. I'd prefer to be overseas when it's happening, though, which is why I'm telling you guys to get out into international investments. Like, I don't really care what goes on here anymore. Like, I view the government as a traitorous piece of crap. Okay, I'm over it. I know they rigged an inside job in 08 and 09. I know they rigged 2020. And I know that that was a freaking hoax, and I'm freaking over it. I mean, a lot of you might ask even why I'm here in the States. I'm here right now because members of my family have been having health problems, which have like forced me in the States. Otherwise, I'd be clearly out of here. That's why you've seen me traveling the whole world the last couple of years, because I honestly don't even want to be in the United States. Like, I think it's much more enjoyable watching this place burn from afar. It's why I live in Hawaii, too. Hawaii is basically outside of the United States. We don't have to put up with the crap on the mainland. It's not a fun place anymore, in my opinion. It's done. My dad will tell you this, too, man. The United States' best days are over. They're absolutely over. I'm sorry. It sucks to say it. I wish it wasn't the case, but it's why we're building New America. So I don't know. I know a lot of you actually do agree with me on a lot of this stuff, but it just feels so pointless at this point. So